This is the haunting and twisted tale of a forbidden romance, a relationship that was never meant to exist, yet somehow took root in the darkest corners of a seemingly normal family. It's a story of betrayal, obsession, and ultimately, murder. A secret affair between a stepmother and her teenage son ends in unimaginable tragedy. What happens when forbidden love crosses the line, shattering everything in its path? Stick around for this chilling story, and make sure to subscribe for more shocking true crime stories like this one. In the small town of Illicit, nestled among rolling hills and picturesque landscapes, the Walters family seemed like the perfect family. Robert Walters, a successful real estate agent, was well respected in town. His wife, Emily, a beautiful and charming woman, had brought a sense of light and warmth to their home. Their son, Jason, a 16-year-old high school student, was still adjusting to his new life after Emily had come into the picture. Robert had remarried just 2 years ago after his first wife's untimely death, leaving Jason without a mother. Emily, a woman just 10 years older than Jason, was an outsider at first, but she was eager to be the new mother figure in his life. However, Jason, still mourning the loss of his mother, never truly accepted Emily. Their relationship was strained, with Jason's coldness toward her making their interactions awkward and uncomfortable. It began innocently enough. Emily would try to engage Jason in small talk while Robert was away on business trips. The two of them, alone in the house, would occasionally bond over trivial things like cooking or the weather. Yet, beneath the surface, something darker was stirring. As the months passed, Emily grew more and more concerned with Jason's emotional state. She could sense his pain, his confusion, his longing for the mother he'd lost. And while Jason pushed her away, Emily began to feel a growing attraction to him, an attraction that she couldn't quite understand or control. One night, when Robert was away, Emily and Jason found themselves alone, sitting together in the living room, watching a movie. Their conversations grew more personal, and soon, a connection formed, one neither of them could ignore. But it wasn't just emotional closeness. It was something physical, something forbidden. It happened unexpectedly. Jason, in a moment of vulnerability, leaned in and kissed Emily. It was a moment of weakness for both of them. Emily, confused and overwhelmed by the emotions she had kept buried for so long, kissed him back. For that moment, there was no guilt, no judgment, only the rush of something dangerous and thrilling. Neither of them spoke about the kiss the next day, but they both knew something had shifted. Their interactions became charged, electric. And as they both tried to make sense of what had just happened, they fell deeper into a web of secrecy and desire. Weeks went by, and Emily and Jason's relationship continued to grow in intensity. Their stolen glances, lingering touches, and private conversations became an unspoken promise, a promise that something more would eventually unfold. Emily found herself drawn to Jason in ways she couldn't explain. His vulnerability, his youth, his raw emotions, they captivated her. And for Jason, Emily filled a void he didn't even know existed. She was beautiful, understanding, and kind in ways his biological mother had never been. But the guilt was suffocating. They both knew what they were doing was wrong, that no one could ever find out. But the desire, the temptation, was too strong to resist. Their secret relationship flourished in the shadows, hidden behind closed doors, where no one could see. As time went on, their bond became more than just emotional, it was physical. They would steal moments in the house when Robert was away, and it was during these stolen moments that their love, or whatever it was, reached its peak. They couldn't stop themselves. They had crossed a line they could never return from, and the thrill of their secret only made it more dangerous. Jason's behavior began to change. He became distant from his friends, his grades slipped, and he began to act out in ways he had never done before. His father, Robert, chalked it up to typical teenage rebellion, unaware of the deep, dark secret that was consuming his family. But it wasn't just their secret that was growing, it was the tension between them. Emily, who had always been the picture of calm and composure, began to feel like she was losing control. She found herself constantly thinking about Jason, and the guilt, the shame, threatened to overwhelm her. But even as the pressure mounted, she couldn't stop. And neither could Jason. The night everything changed came unexpectedly. Robert returned home early from a business trip, a surprise visit that no one had expected. He walked through the door, oblivious to the storm brewing in his own home. Jason and Emily were in the living room, alone again, their proximity betraying the secret they had tried so hard to keep hidden. Robert, sensing something was off, asked what had been going on. Jason, suddenly panicked, tried to explain, but Emily stood there, silent, unable to deny the truth. The tension in the room was unbearable. Robert's face turned red with fury as the realization of what had been happening between his wife and son hit him. He screamed at them, demanding answers. The emotional weight of the betrayal was too much for him to handle. In a fit of uncontrollable rage, Robert lunged at Jason, shoving him across the room. Jason tried to fight back, but Robert's anger was too much. The struggle between father and son escalated quickly, and in a violent, chaotic moment, Robert grabbed a gun from his desk drawer. He pointed it at Jason, his face twisted in fury. "Why?" Robert demanded, his voice shaking with rage. "Why did you do this?" Before anyone could stop it, Robert pulled the trigger. Jason, who had never expected this, fell to the ground. The room fell silent. Emily screamed, rushing to Jason's side, but it was too late. Jason was dead. The town of Ellison was left in shock. The Walters family, once the picture of suburban perfection, was now a tragedy, its secrets laid bare for everyone to see. Robert was arrested for the murder of his son, claiming that it had been an accident in the heat of the moment, but the truth was clear to everyone. Emily, now implicated in the affair, was arrested as well. The affair between stepmother and son was exposed to the public in all its twisted horror. Emily was sentenced to prison for her role in the affair, though some claimed she was as much a victim of the twisted love between her and Jason as anyone else. But no one could deny the ultimate tragedy of the situation, the life of a young boy lost to a forbidden, obsessive relationship, and a family destroyed by the darkest of secrets. What began as a forbidden relationship between a stepmother and son ended in a brutal, tragic murder, one that no one could have predicted. A family torn apart, a life lost, and a secret too dark to keep hidden. It's a chilling reminder of how easily love, obsession, and guilt can spiral out of control, leading to devastating consequences. If this story left you shocked and disturbed, be sure to subscribe for more unsettling, true crime stories like this one. And remember, sometimes the most dangerous secrets are the ones kept closest to home.